This is Hung Overhand Right. And this is the UFC 308
Some vodka over there, Johnny?
preview show.
Vodka water.
Fucking water.
Just
What a hard ass.
aristocrat on the rocks.
What a hard ass.
Seth, Dylan, Jonathon, no Chad again. Sandpagan filling in.
Yeah, again, Chad.
And man, what a card.
I like that fight poster.
Yeah, poster.
Pretty sick poster.
8 out of 10.
The shadow just really like.
It kills it for me, honestly. I don't like it.
You don't like the shadow?
Mm-mm.
I think it would look way less cool if it didn't have the shadow.
I'm going
This
7-5,
guy.
and I'm deducting a point because Khamzat's on there.
Mm.
Yeah. They should just put a question mark right
Yes.
there instead of his face.
An entire question mark.
Or like maybe a thermometer.
So
Or-
because of the card itself, you're knocking points off the poster.
Right. Or a question mark after Chimaev. Like Whittaker versus Chimaev?
Whittaker versus... I don't know.
You know, you got to put the teleprompter without a fucking question mark.
Whittaker versus maybe Chimaev?
I like the poster. I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
looks
go
cool.
like 8.5.
And fuck Topuria, but go ahead.
Disagree.
Yeah, same.
He's cunt.
So cancel fights. We just talked about this before we started. Kennedy and Zechiku going up to heavyweight.
I don't like that for him. I mean, he's got the size to do it, but
Yeah, but does he have the jaw?
No. He's now fighting Justin Taffa. Was originally going to fight Marcos Rogerio de Lima, who's like grappler. Now he's got Taffa, who's going to sprawl and brawl.
I think Taffa's going to set him down.
Yes. Taffa's got a mean overhand.
Yeah.
Mad
And
about-
against the taller guy. It's
Mad
just-
about this other canceled one, though.
This kind of fights right themselves.
Yeah. Cyril Gahan was supposed to fight Alexander Volkov. I think that may be booked on something else now.
Yeah.
I think Volkov's going to fuck him up.
I do, too. I think Cyril
I mean-
overrated.
Who's going to play the range game better is the question.
Right.
Volkov.
Maybe they just won't punch each other at all because they're both so tall and long.
Probably not.
Volkov's been looking good this last year or two.
I love Volkov, but I would probably lean Cyril Gahan.
Like when both of those are fully extended and like say Gon's fist and I'm Volkov, like they can probably reach back with the other hand and touch the cage. Like
Yeah.
they can just do this and touch fucking the cage and each
definitely
other.
could.
and not the
It was-
Apex cage, the
The big one.
pay-per-view
If
cage.
John Jones is in there, he definitely could.
Yeah.
So we got a 5-fight main card. We actually got 2 low-key bangers on this one, but we'll talk about some of the prelims. I mean, Said Nurmagomedov's fun.
Ooh.
He's like not a wrestler, Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I know, but you know the name and the country and the
Tired of the name and the country, for sure.
and the people.
Dylan's one of his weird favorite fighters, Bruno Silva,
Bruno's a dog. Dude.
and the big Bruno Silva, not the small one.
He's a dog.
Fareed Basharat, you know, people think this guy's him and his brother are super good. I'm
Nah.
just not really into
Go
them.
be a prince somewhere.
We'll talk about that one. Abus Magomedov versus Bruno Ferreira. I feel like that could have been a low-key banger.
It could have very well.
That's just
The
like
Hulkster.
precision versus kill.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys on this card with very few losses, if any.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I think I would probably lean Bruno
It's kind of where I'm
because
at.
Abus. Sometimes if the fight's not like real technical, and you know he's got space to work, he doesn't like it.
But he's an OV, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Hollow on
stop
his
Sean,
side.
though?
No.
Or who am I thinking? Or
Sean stopped him.
Sean stopped him. He
Yeah.
also has another weird knockout loss, I want to say.
I think
Because
he's
we've talked about him before. Not
Baralio beat him by decision.
maybe it's Sean that no. I think, go down. This is completely irrelevant. I'm just curious now.
Got knocked out by Lewis Taylor in PFL. 33
That
seconds.
was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wasn't like a left hook
Yep.
or something. I think he was like.
Because
I think Abus was like a big favorite. in that one,
exactly.
too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was way better than. Because that was a big deal for PFL for them.
Yeah. I mean, he beat Sadabusi in PFL. He's really
A lot of
good.
guys from PFL are bleeding in the UFC, and I'm here for it.
I don't know. I like Abus.
Like to win, or you just like him.
I just like him. I don't know if he. I don't know. He's the way more technical, like prettier guy.
and he's a good. He's a striker, but he's a good grappler too.
He's
He
really
can
tall,
wrestle.
really long.
Look
I just think
look
Bruno's
at
gonna
Aslan right there.
walk
he looks
forward and
fucking
bomb.
jacked in that picture.
Who?
Aslan.
Yeah, I don't know much about Ibo Aslan. I know he had a crazy fight against Pleasure Man, his debut. Nursultan's fighting another guy that's going to wrestle.
Their Sultan just bothers me by his head. His head.
I thought
just-
you liked him.
I do, but he looks like a grown up fucking Hasbullah.
think it depends on the day of the week whether or not Dylan likes somebody. What is it, Tuesday?
If Buckley can wrestle fuck him, Fakardinov can.
Yep. I think Zoltan got exposed that night in St. Louis.
Yes. In front of like a bunch of his fans, surprisingly.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
Did you guys see Buckley in DC's interview?
It was probably stupid. No.
You know how DC called me pussy and told me he's a fucking idiot? Well, they had a little sit-down face-to-face interview on DC's show. Buckley was like super timid.
Well, I mean, DC actually, after his last call out, DC was like, see, that's better. Yeah. You know, I was hard on him before, but that's a way better call
it's
out.
Because Buckley went in on DC's mom, said something about his mother, and he's like, we're black, brother. You can't do that. That's off limits in the black community.
Is that where he said, he's like, I'll show you I'm from Lafayette or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, whatever. Buckley sucks.
They should fight each other.
I wish.
DC.
Oh, yeah. In about 1 minute.
285-pound DC.
Yeah, open weight.
Yeah.
All right.
Good day.
Low-key banger number 1.
I like Rebecki.
Myktybek, Orolbai, I think it's like Myktybek, Orolbai versus Mateusz Rebecki.
What a mouthful.
I know.
These fucking names.
Myktybek, Orolbai, 13-1-1, coming off of...
No nickname.
No, stupid. But what nickname can you possibly get to ring with that?
It would be some Kyrgyzstani name.
5, 6, 7, 8.
8 wins in a row. Fighting out of Kyrgyzstan, 26 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall. 26, that surprised me a little bit.
You're shitting on Rebecki on this one, huh?
Mateusz Rebecki is his nickname. Kind of cool. 19-2, coming off of a pretty bad loss to Diego Ferreira that we were in attendance for.
Yeah.
Had a good first round. Dropped him. And then
I thought he was going to get Ferreira out of there.
Gassed the fuck out. Fighting out of Poland, 32 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall. I always say this, but his team's called Berserker's Team.
Berserker.
An interesting gym name.
Look at that.
This is a tough pick for me.
Look at the reach.
Yeah,
66.
Rebecki's he's little stumpy little arms, and he was doing really well against Ferreira, landing, but everything he does, include not even just the strikes that he throws, but everything he does is 100% effort.
Right.
Even his feints when he's moving around, it's all just fucking crackhead energy.
He's a tough little bastard too.
I mean, he is, but man, he literally. He dropped Ferreira.
He's Polish.
He took Ferreira down, and then in the second round, about halfway through, he took him down again, and then that was like the light switch right there, where he went from in control, winning, to gassed out.
Well, I'm wondering, wasn't a short notice thing for him, was it?
I don't think so.
I'm just trying to think of why he would be...
Well, part of the problem is that most of his fights are...
really quick.
I mean, at least finishes. Round 1, a lot of them. And
a lot of them were in the first 2 minutes of round 1.
I guess, I mean, he fought a few guys that have not great records, but he fought some tough dudes before the UFC.
18-5-1 at 6-1.
Yeah.
Holy shit, 30-12.
What's his UFC record?
2-1.
3-1.
3-1. One in the Contender Series. But Orolbai... See, Chad likes this guy a lot. He had him on his prospect
You don't say.
list. Yeah, believe it or not. But
what's the weirdest name I can find?
He's got all the tools, in my opinion. He's got great striking, 1-2s down the pipe, and keeps it simple on the feet, and he's a good wrestler. The problem with this guy is what's in between his ears. His fight IQ is bad sometimes.
I'm also going to give strength of schedule to Rebecki as well.
Yeah.
Even in the UFC. I know he's only fought twice, but
the Brenner fight, he was doing whatever. He hurt him on the feet multiple times, had him in big trouble, and then took Brenner down. Brenner swept him, and then all of a sudden, Brenner said, "Oh shit, I can grapple with this guy."
Yeah.
So and then Brenner took him down, and then Orolbai in the third round could have just stood with him, beat him up on the feet. He decided to wrestle the whole third round and made it. He won, but he made it closer than it had to be. So that worries me a little bit.
Ego.
Yeah.
Might catch up with him later.
I really don't know on this one.
I don't either, dude.
Rebecki's his gas tank is really hard to trust anymore.
I know, and that's the thing. I think he's going to need it.
The percentages, they're shitting all over Rebecki.
I
Might
think
be
if,
some recency bias a little bit.
exactly. I was getting ready to say if the Diego fight didn't happen, I think it's a lot closer.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Odds
Right there.
minus 255 Orolbai.
Wow.
I'm taking
Plus
the
215
dog.
Rebecki.
I think the dogs might be barking too.
Yeah.
I think
I'll be taking the dog on this
Wolf.
Orolbai might be a little overrated.
I'm kind of leaning
I agree.
in that too.
But man, I don't know. It's tough.
Hammer the dog. Hammer the dog on this one.
Would be a bad one.
584 votes, 86% Orolbai, 66% decision. I'm gonna go Orolbai decision, but I would not be shocked if
that's what I want to do.
Rebecki like catches him with something big. I think they're both good enough wrestlers to like
keep it on the
standing.
feet.
Probably.
Give me Beastie.
Yeah, I want Beastie TKO second round.
I'm gonna say decision, but and again that goes back to the gas tank. But like you said, I think he might catch him with something big.
You can clip him first minute, second round. Calling it.
I think Orolbai is just going to stay long, throw those straight punches, and outpoint him.
I think he's going to avoid everything.
Who?
Like Orolbai, like just like you said, stay long and not even like fuck with a clinch or none of that kind of shit. Just not let him get into range at all.
And the last thing I'll say about
even though I just picked him,
Orolbai, he throws like sometimes he like overthrows his too. I think he gets a little overextended, but it's almost like on purpose because he knows he can just turn that right into a double leg or a single or something. He kind of like does it on purpose, I think, sometimes. But all right, anything else there?
Nah.
Rebecki.
Let's go Poland.
Poland.
I would rather Rebecki win.
Yeah,
for sure.
same.
Can't get off the Polish dogs, dude.
All right, Loki banger number 2.
Geoff
Neal
Been around a while.
versus Rafael Dos Anjos.
Never heard of him.
He's been around a while too, I guess.
Yeah, the longest while.
He's goddamn 40, bro.
Oh my god, he's 40 now.
Look,
Jeff.
it says exactly 40 years. Why does it? That's weird.
Maybe his birthday's today.
That's the only thing I can
That's the
think
only
of.
explanation.
Well, doesn't it show on the right hand side? MMA birthdays.
I thought he used to.
It did.
Here we go.
October 26th.
Okay, that's
no.
It's not today.
No, it says 39 on this.
He's a Scorpio.
Something's going on with
Come
his
on, guys.
birth certificate or something. I don't know.
You're shitting all over.
Yeah, that's
RD.
crazy.
Jeff, Hands of Steel Neal.
It's kind of rad.
15, yeah.
I think it's whack.
I don't know if it's that true anymore, but 15-6, coming off 2 losses in a row. Split decision loss to Ian Gary.
Didn't look bad, and it was a very close fight, and I wouldn't have been mad if he won because fuck Ian.
And Ian ran away the whole time.
Cuck boy.
Fuck boy. Fighting out of Dallas, 34 years old, 5'11" inches tall. Rafael Dos Anjos.
Frankenstein. He looks like Frankenstein to me.
He does.
Yeah.
32-16. Coming off 2 losses in a row as well.
He's also fought name a person he's fought him.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I mean, his last 2 were
Gamrot
Gamrot and Luque.
name a
fight
welterweight.
Connor.
Fighting out of Brazil, 40 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall. RDA hurt Gamrot.
Is this at 70? It's got to be.
Yeah, it is.
When pull up RDA for me real quick. Sorry, I kind of.
I don't know that there's a more game fighter career for career though.
Because he's fought at 55 a bunch.
Well, he was the champ.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm just wondering when the switch was.
Probably after.
Because Felder was probably 55, or was it not?
Yeah, it was. Well, no, it was short notice. I think
70.
that one was at. Oh no, it was at 55.
Okay.
Felder made it, I guess. It was.
So basically, since then he's been at welterweight.
So he lost to Fiziev, and then it went up.
And then went.
Well, but he was up before that, though, wasn't he? Yeah, he fought.
Yeah, Colby,
Leon,
Robbie, Neil
Usman.
Magny.
Yeah.
So he's kind of gone back and forth.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about that.
I thought there was just like a switch, like he was at 55, lost the belt or whatever, and then stayed at 70.
There was initially. He went up after losing to Eddie Alvarez and Tony Ferguson. He went and fought Safadine and fought for a while.
That's got to be pretty cool.
The ultimate switch was when Colby beat him, and then he just kind of slowly
that was
off after
the most boring motherfucking fight.
It was, but Colby dominated him though.
He did.
He fought Colby, Usman, and Kevin Lee.
Yeah, that's
all 3 in a row.
I don't know.
All wrestled.
And Leon.
Hearing RDA and Usman in the same sentence, let alone fighting each other, just does not sound right.
No,
like at all.
No. RDA's thick though.
That's been RDA's problem recently is wrestling. Like literally, Luque out wrestled him
right
for 5 rounds.
There for a while, RDA was kind of getting his offensive wrestling off pretty good.
That's always been the weird thing about him is it's either like he gets out wrestled or he out wrestles.
Right.
Like
also, Luque is really good at beating guys he should not be beating
and losing to guys he shouldn't lose to,
exactly.
like Buckley. But Geoff Neal's not going to wrestle. I mean,
no.
He likes a clinch.
He has hands of steel.
I mean, against
with a Z.
Against Gary, like Ian Gary was running around the whole time, running away from him. So Geoff would like cut him off and then not really throw anything.
He wouldn't let it go.
He would clinch.
Yes.
I don't hate Gary like you guys do.
I mean, I don't hate him either, but he was. I mean, he probably ran around 4 or 5 miles in that fight.
He didn't want none of those hands.
Geoff Neal, he could fuck people up more than he has, in my opinion. He cuts you off and then doesn't throw.
I feel like he's been around longer to only be 15-6, 7-4 in the UFC, so that's the majority of it, which is why.
UFC debut. Damn, he was on Contender Series in 2017.
Fuck.
Debut Brian Camozzi, Chris's brother.
I forgot about
That's pretty
Camozzi.
wild. I love Chris Camozzi.
February of 2018. Beat Bilal Muhammad.
This is another weird one for me that there's not a solid just this guy's going to win answer from me.
I think RDA not having to worry about the wrestling and doing more should win him the fight. Unless he gets knocked out.
He 40.
Yeah, he's still got a chin on him though. He's still tough as fuck.
I think RDA is going to do more.
I do too. I think he's going to win decision.
I think most people will see obviously the votes, but I think most people are going to be picking Geoff Neal.
Oh yeah.
And he's going to be the favorite. But I've always I pick RDA as the dog every time.
Me too.
I don't know why. Probably shouldn't do that. But
pull him up.
I think it's worked out for us more than it hasn't.
Yeah.
Right there, boom.
Minus 260 Geoff Neal, plus 220 RDA. That's too wide.
It's too wide.
And it got wider.
We got wow.
Disrespectful. These young kids just don't know.
I mean, 3 rounds. Like Geoff Neal can very easily fall behind in just volume alone in a 3-round fight.
Right. Wow.
That's
900
knockout.
959 votes, 90% Neal, 62% knockout.
I'm not buying it.
They're doing RDA dirty right there.
Hammer the dog again.
I'm going RDA decision.
Same. I believe in Rafael. At 40 and he's still performing like he does, dude. He belongs in there still.
I'm taking hands
and
of steel.
I think RDA is going to try to wrestle a little bit too. He's going to mix it up.
He will.
I think he's going to do what he needs to do to win the fight.
I just don't think he's going to be successful at it.
Geoff Neal had that fight against Shavkat that it was just a war. It made Shavkat look human for the first time.
Right.
But it's like the reason that was the way it was is because Shavkat just walked right up to him. Like he just came into his range willingly. RDA, he's going to be a little more tricky than that. He's not just going to walk in there. He's going to mix it up.
I'm give me Neal.
That's the thing, though.
I don't think he's going to put out RDA.
No.
So you think he's going to be
might hurt him?
I mean, Geoff Neal, 7-4 in the UFC with 4 knockouts, but he, aside from, he knocked out Luque 3 fights ago, and then before that, it was all the way back to Mike Perry,
which was almost 3 years ago.
How many times RDA been finished?
Oh, I'm sure if you
knockout
get him out in the UFC or
let's just do that.
3 times.
3 times.
That's pretty fucking good.
And one was his debut against Jeremy Stevens.
21.
One of them's Fizan.
21-14.
Yeah, but he was winning that.
Well,
and that was in the 5th round.
He might be winning this one too.
That's the thing. RDA, he's
not in the 5th round though.
RDA's made mistakes in the past. He's gotten caught like everybody kind of does, but he always shows up game.
And he got armbarred by Cowboy.
Yeah, well, we were fucked. We loved that.
But he beat Cowboy twice in MMA in the UFC.
Yeah. Who cares more about? I mean, you're gonna want your guy to win the grappling match.
For sure. Yeah, not the title fight.
Submission underground is way more important than the UFC.
That was a hell of a night. We got shit slapped on that night.
This is actually our side gig. We actually do a podcast about submission grappling.
Yeah,
that's our main focus. But.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 subs, we have 1.
I mean, can you name one fight though to where Dos Anjos just showed up looking like dog shit and just? He's never does.
The one that comes to mind, Tony. The one that comes to my mind is a Colby fight. He just could not get Colby fucking off of him.
But
he didn't look.
Most people can't.
Just,
right?
Unless he fights Leon and decides
and
he doesn't
wasn't
want to
that
wrestle.
when Colby said that Brazil's a dump and blah blah blah?
No, that was
Yes, it was.
That was Damian Maia.
That was Damian Maia.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he fought him in Chicago.
Oh wait,
Chicago, Brazil.
When he beat Rafael, was that when he talked to? That's when he talked to Trump. He got an interview. Remember?
Maybe
That might have been Woodley.
Are you sure? There was something.
I feel like that was in the Apex. That one you're talking about.
There was something that happened after that RDA fight. Or maybe it's just when I first became an actual true believer and fan of Colby.
I know it was a pay-per-view headlined by an interim title fight with Colby Covington.
gross. Next.
All right. So me and Seth are going right. Dylan's going wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right. First fight of the main card.
Shara decision.
Pretty excited about this one.
Huey.
Next.
Yeah. See ya.
Shara Magomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. Shara Bullet Magomedov, 14-0, fighting out of Russia, 30 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall. If you don't know, if you're not familiar, he only throws kicks and he can't see out of one eye.
And cannot fight in the USA.
Yeah, because of that. Armen Superman Petrosyan, 8-3, coming off of a submission loss to Rodolfo Vieira, fighting out of Armenia, 33 years old, 6 feet 3 inches tall.
There's not a goddamn submission percentage on either of those.
I don't see Petrosyan having shit for him.
Petrosyan's going to win.
What?
Yeah.
You think so?
No.
How? Tell me how.
Because he's tall. He's bigger than Shara. And Petrosyan, every fight, he's phenomenal with the range.
I hope you sell me on this.
Well, hold on. He's got an inch in height and he's got 2 inches in reach. I mean, he's not a lot bigger.
Taller. I said taller. He plays the range game way better than Shara. Shara, he's good with the range, but he only throws kicks.
He spams the fuck out of kicks.
Petrosyan fought Christian Leroy Duncan, who's like MVP wannabe, throws wheel kicks and axe kicks and stuff, and I was outranging him. And the one thing about Petrosyan, he has like zero power whatsoever, but he's a phenomenal counter boxer. He makes you miss, and he hits you with one or two counter shots. I think Shara is going to walk in there and be missing with kicks, and he's going to get countered all day. And Petrosyan can at the very least match his grappling, which is not going to be a factor. How much? Petrosyan's beating him.
John's got me sold already.
Right
I pick against Shara by default, but now I'm really going to.
Shara's undefeated.
I think literally the only thing...
And it's in fucking wherever the hell.
Abu Dhabi. Oh, yeah, I guess we should have mentioned that when we started, but the only...
Start over.
I'm leaving.
The only thing Shara is better at than Armen Petrosyan is just literally like kicking technique.
And grit.
If they're on a heavy bag, Shara's probably going to look better throwing kicks. Everything else, Petrosyan's better at.
Except no power. And
Shara doesn't even throw punches.
He's got to lose at some fucking point.
I don't think I agree. I don't think it's going to be to this guy.
I'm really confident in Petrosyan in this one.
I'm confident in that $5 bet.
No,
not bad.
Minus 180 Shara, plus 155 Petrosyan. Open minus
so hammering the dog again is what you're saying, huh?
Dogs be barking.
Not on this one.
I'm much more confident in this dog than RDA. 727 votes, 85%. Shara, 74%
Everybody's
decision.
on Shara's cock. We all know it.
We're supposed to be.
Right.
It's the UFC hype machine.
Yep. Oh, look, he's got one eye. He doesn't throw punches. He just kicks. Look at him.
He's a redhead.
He's got ropes on his hands and head.
It's like, wow. Anybody can do all that stuff. I can poke my own eye out right now. Is everyone going to like me? I mean,
we might make money if you do.
No, I'll do it on camera.
Oh, man. Give me a spoon.
So, Shara what?
Decision.
Petrosyan decision, but I could see him finishing him.
I got decision. Petrosyan.
Okay.
Idiots.
I'm picking against Shara by default. He could be fighting fucking...
And that's the thing. If people listen to all of our Shara...
Oh, ew.
If people listen to all of our Shara preview shows, they're gonna think that I just always pick against them, because I do. But this one is for real. This one's happening.
All right, $5 in my pocket.
Next up, man, it's a great fight. I'm scared about.
Yeah, Rakic. Scared for Rakic.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Aleksander Rakic. Magomed Ankalaev 19-1-1 coming off of a knockout win over Johnny Walker
8 months ago.
Yeah, but so are 19-year-old kids.
Yeah. Fighting out of Russia, Dagestan to be exact. 32 years old, 6 feet 3 inches tall.
He's some big boys, huh?
Aleksander Rakic
78.
14-4, coming off 2 losses in a row, but one was almost 2.5 years ago.
It's Jan. Oh.
There was a leg,
Jan and Yuri.
and there was a leg injury too.
Yeah, but that's also like a
A
scary
Yuri fight
Jan.
was fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
He had Yuri hurt bad.
Fighting out of Austria, originally from Serbia, 32 years old, 6 feet 4 inches tall.
And this is another one. I don't fucking know. These fights are crazy.
Really?
I don't know.
I think Ankalaev.
I'm a big Rakic fan.
Rakic is a dog,
I
man.
just-
for sure.
I hate how he had a 2-year layoff. It was a month away from being 2 years.
What was that? Why?
It was, I mean, he
UFC
blew his knee out in the Jan fight, and then I'm sure he had something else after that. But 2-year layoff, and they bring him in there against Yuri, who's ranked higher than him, and is at 300 his first fight back. And he hurt Yuri in that fight, but they started slugging it out, and you're just not gonna slug it out.
This
with
is my
Yuri.
prediction of what's going to happen. Winner of this fight fights Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira moves up to heavyweight. Fights Tom Aspinall or...
This has got to be a title eliminator, right?
It
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
And look, I hope Rakic wins, but Ankalaev's going to win this fight, and he's going to fight Alex Pereira
I
next.
think Ankalaev and Pereira is the title fight you got to make.
Ankalaev is just, he's so fucking patient and defensively sound
He's
in there.
good at everything.
And he when
So
he does go,
fucking good.
he goes. And,
Right.
and he can fuck you up, but he checks every low kick. He's just really patient.
Dynamic.
Looking at him fucks you up.
And he can wrestle when he wants to.
Right.
I mean, which Rakic can too. That's kind of been the thing with him, is he's just like jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my worry here
Those
is
guys
that
don't win belts.
he just isn't ahead in any area really in this fight.
Ankalaev's not going to get into a big slugfest like he did with Yuri, or like Rakic did with Yuri.
No. Well, that was the bad part though.
Well, that's what, in a weird way, I think that's what Rakic needs Ankalaev to do.
yeah,
Just kind of make it dirty, sloppy, just winging shit. But
Yeah.
Ankalaev's not going to play that game.
he's not.
But I think that would better Rakic's odds if he would kind of play that a little bit.
Rakic, I think Rakic can do this if he like doesn't just go crazy, but just throws a lot of volume out there, like just touches him a lot, throws the jab out there a lot. He can get ahead on the scorecards early because Ankalaev, he just waits and he's patient.
He's very calculated.
Yeah, I think he could.
Like there's no wasted movement.
Right, he could outvolume him for sure. I mean, I think Ankalaev's definitely defensively responsible enough to not get like knocked out early by him.
No.
I could see this going decision.
That's kind of the only way I see him winning, because I don't think he's going to be able to take Ankalaev down, and I don't know if he's going to out-technical him.
Also, why doesn't the UFC like say this is a winner gets a title fight? You know what I mean? And then make it 5 rounds because it is. You know?
I don't know if that would make it any better for Rakic.
I'm just
5
saying,
rounds.
whoever it is,
Yeah.
whatever the case, like say this is the
Well,
winner goes on for the belt.
Because I don't want to have to do that.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't like Ankalaev really. So
I think they're still punishing him for that fucking Jan fight.
yeah,
I really do. He's still
And
feeling the
and
effects of that.
and the bitching after.
Right.
That was the big thing, I think.
Yeah.
Odds. Holy shit, that's way too
Wow.
wide.
That's wide as fuck.
Magomed Ankalaev minus 400, Aleksander Rakic plus 300.
I don't think it should be that wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I think a minus 200.
And it went even crazier.
I think on the bright side, the 2-year layoff, Rakic had a fight, a tough one, but he got back in there. He got the feeling back again after 2 years, and then he took, how long ago was that?
The
It was
Yuri fight?
300.
300, yeah.
So
Several months.
April. So he took enough time off to like physically recover,
Right.
but not.
That's a hell of a comeback fight, though.
I know. That's
like,
what I'm
what the
Oh,
fuck?
shit.
he didn't take too long off to where
You
it's like,
hated that ever since they announced it. You're like, what the fuck?
yeah. I mean, before that, he blew his shit out against Jan and beat Thiago Santos. Like, and then you get 2-year layoff, and then you fight the guy that was champ. Like,
It was literally just the champ.
it's crazy.
And have a hell of a fight with him, but
I don't know if the
Jan's also getting fucking shit on this past year, too, in the UFC.
by not fighting.
Well, he had the injury, but other than that, he's getting kind of fucked over.
I mean, he's just got to get back in there at some point.
He's getting old too.
I don't know if the way they're booking Rakic means they like him or they think he's just
that good.
No, well, they think he's that good or they think he's just like, just here, throw this piece of meat out there and who cares?
I mean, that'd be 3 in a row if he drops this one.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to be to 3 of the best guys in the division.
That's what I don't understand. They're not even like...
It's going to make him look worse than he really is.
Like what?
And he also comes from a part of the world... I mean, he's from Serbia, trains in Austria. There's no other fighters.
Oh, Austria.
From there.
Good day, mate.
In the UFC. No, I don't think there's a single fighter from either of those countries in the UFC right now. I think maybe Medic is a Serbian.
They're
something.
Normally big on that. Oh, it's the first fighter from fucking...
Why would they not? Why would they not try to like get him some wins?
Right.
Like, it's crazy, but...
I don't know. I like his style. He's fun.
Yeah.
I hope he wins, but I don't think he will.
I would rather see him win for sure, but I'm going to take Ankalaev decision.
Yeah, same. That's what I'm doing.
912 votes, 80% Ankalaev, 59% decision.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to... I mean, I guess he could put Rakic away, but...
He could catch him for sure. Yeah. He's not going to... I don't think he's like going to submit him or anything.
Nah.
I'm rooting for Rakic all day, but I'm picking Ankalaev.
Yep.
Anything else there?
Yep.
No, that's a fun one.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
This next one's fun too. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige.
Okay.
Dan Ige gets an actual camp this time.
Yeah, instead of 3 hours.
That's so gnarly, dude.
He's a bad
against
motherfucker,
fucking
dude.
Lopez. Love that.
He gained a lot of respect.
Lerone the Miracle Murphy, 14-0-1.
He's nasty. I like Murphy a lot.
Yeah, coming off of a win over Edson Barboza.
Never heard of him.
And pretty much just outstruck him.
The gatekeeper.
Outstruck the old gatekeep.
Fighting out of Manchester, England, 33 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall. Dan, 50K, Ige, 18-8, coming off of a 3-hour notice loss to Diego Lopez.
And it was only 2 months ago.
And before that,
fucking champ too.
Absolutely wrecked Andre Feely.
Yeah, very disrespectful from Ige there.
Andre.
I mean, says fighting out of Hawaii, he's a Vegas guy.
I'm going 90 down a windy road.
I'm going 90 down a windy.
I kind of like that song. 33 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall.
He's so small.
That's the thing.
He's so small. And Lerone Murphy is not.
Lerone's, I think, 2 inches taller. I just said the height.
Yeah, he's 5'9".
I forgot him
5'9" versus 5'7".
But not only that, but Lerone's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
He's a brick shit house, and he's got cardio for days. The thing, my problem with Lerone was always, because I really didn't believe in Lerone too much until the Edson fight, because I thought he was just like too well-rounded and not good enough in one area.
Does he train with Aspinall?
I don't know.
Manchester top team.
Probably. Well, I don't know if they actually like train together a lot, but Lerone against Barboza, like, I know there's better guys out there than Barboza, but he boxed Barboza the fuck up.
Right.
And also took him down. I thought the way he was going to have to beat Barboza was just take him down, just wrestle a lot. But he just stuck the jab in his face, and he doesn't throw a ton. He throws like a right hook, like a rear hook a lot.
Barboza's on his 18th hole. His next fight might be our last one we see of him.
He's been on the back 9 for a while.
Yeah, they're all par 5s. They've taken a long time.
They're all 450-yard par 5s.
Yeah.
He's on the green a lot, way too long.
Oh man, I think the only chance Ige has is clipping him with something big
early.
Ige has 8 losses and 8 of them are decision losses.
Yeah, he's a tough motherfucker, bro.
I think in this one he's gonna have to. I mean, really in all of his fights, he waits for the big bomb.
Yeah, he needs to not do that.
I don't know if he's going to be able to find it.
I think he's going to fall behind on the cards.
Yeah, I hope his team has a really good game plan.
Like you said, Lerone, he's going to get behind that jab. And Ige, I don't know why. I mean, it's not like a crazy substantial like size difference, but he just looks fucking small in there.
He is. I think they're similar in the sense that they're both super well rounded. Like Ige, he's got really good takedown D.
Yeah,
I believe. So I don't know if Lerone's going to be able to like take him down and hold him down, because Bryce had a hard time with that. Even Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
Only 59% actually, but he's fought some good guys. But Lerone's going to be longer. Lerone may not hit quite as hard, but I think he's just the fight IQ is going to be there enough to outpoint him.
He's just got to avoid the big shots, man.
Yeah.
And I think he will.
Minus 185, Lerone Murphy. Plus 160, Dan Ige. Open to minus 195. Tapology, 891 votes, 81%. Lerone Murphy, 95% decision. Well,
yeah.
Makes sense.
I'd like to see Dan get this, but it ain't going to happen.
Also, I mean, from a narrative perspective, like, Lerone's the one on the come up, and Dan's kind of the one that's just plateaued and just fights whoever they tell him to fight. So, yeah. Anything else to say there?
No, I think did we ever officially pick?
No.
I picked Murphy.
I'm going Murphy decision as well.
Me too. Unfortunately, sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
At some point, Dan's got to get knocked out, but Lerone didn't knock out Edson, so
yeah. 14-0.
Edson's got a chin on him.
And also, I don't know the exact story off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Lerone Murphy got like stabbed or something.
I was hoping you were going to say that because I thought
that's what that is right there.
Oh, and also, yeah, it looks
you
like
imagine?
Looks like a trachea.
Right,
scar.
yeah, right there, huh?
You sure that was where he got stabbed?
I know he something like that. He got stabbed or like mugged and beaten up by a gang or something.
I don't
remember what exactly it was.
That tracks for goddamn England.
Yeah. Anything else there?
Nah.
All right, co-main event, 5 rounds.
Let's fucking go, Bobby.
Which changes everything, in my opinion. Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. Robert the Reaper Whittaker, 26-7, coming off 2 wins in a row. Last one was pretty brutal knockout over fraud ass Ikram Aleksander.
Over fraud ass.
Fighting out of Australia, 33 years old, 6 feet tall.
Still, dude, 30, almost 4 years old. It's crazy.
He's been in the UFC for 100 years.
18.
That's fucking wild.
Khamzat bores Chimaev.
Khamzat, I'm bored of you not fighting Chimaev. That's what that means.
13-0, coming off a win over Kamaru Usman almost a year ago.
Khamzat bores the fuck out of me.
Khamzat, influenza A.
Fighting out of Dubai. No more Russia, no more Sweden for him. 30 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall. I guess he might do his camps in Sweden, but
he shouldn't be in a cool country like that.
Wow. We won't say those yet, but that really surprises me.
Me too. I thought it would be the other way around.
Have the fans just like completely turned on Khamzat at this point?
I think so.
He's a shit fuck.
I think
Look
so.
at his face.
He's a shit fuck.
Yeah, that's interesting.
If this guy even makes it to the cage.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he will?
No, absolutely not.
I think he's going to pull out 2 days before.
Either he's just like a greedy fuck that just like wants more money all the time, or he has like the worst body of all time.
Is there a way for us to figure out who is the backup for Bobby Knox?
There's got to be
There's
somebody.
going to be a solid backup who is prepared to fight that day.
I mean, the only way to figure it out is for some MMA page to post who it is. But
it wouldn't be Sean, because Sean's just like does not want anything to do with
it'd be
Bobby
like
Knox.
No, he's fighting Drickus.
It'd be like a Cannoneer or a fucking.
I mean, dude, the UFC's not.
Vittori.
They've got to have someone ready to go because that would be so shitty for Whittaker to do that and then dipshit fucking pull out.
We'll see it on the news feed. It'll tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, Khamzat, I mean, October 21st, 2023. That's like a week or 2 away from being a year.
And Usman was turning it on in the third.
Usman would have won that fight one more round.
Never thought I'd catch myself rooting for Usman, but
I know.
There we were.
Whittaker has some of the best takedown D/get up game on the planet. He always has.
Whittaker is going to fucking put it on him on the feet. Like in typical Bobby Knox fashion.
And knowing he's got 5 rounds,
right?
He's gonna, which he always takes his time. He's Whittaker. The one knock on him is he's not a big volume guy.
I don't think he'll let himself get too behind though.
He's pretty patient.
And I think Khamzat,
and even if he does, dude, rounds 4 and 5 come around, that's when he's gonna really pour it on.
Yeah.
Khamzat, there's just no way, dude.
When Khamzat's fresh, he's actually like an okay striker.
Right.
But when he starts to get tired, he just takes a shit.
I think in rounds 1 and 2, Chimaev is like one of the best fighters out there.
Yeah. Is he going to, considering the way his last fight went, is he going to wrestle a lot early?
I don't think so.
And knowing that Whittaker can get the fuck up when he does?
Right.
Because that's just going to make it worse.
I think Whittaker will get taken down, but he will get back up.
Get him a year older than Khamzat.
I kind of feel like if Khamzat is like the first shot, he's probably going to get him down, but Whittaker's probably going to pop right back up.
Yeah.
And then Khamzat may be like, okay, I'm not going to try
You're right.
anymore.
He's like, wow, that took a lot.
Eventually, and the next time, Bobby's going to make him pay for that bullshit.
Man, I Whenever they first announced this, I was worried for Bobby Nux, but just the little we've talked about it so far, I'm really super confident.
5 rounds changes everything.
It does. It really does. If it's a 3 round, I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Something I've noticed which is interesting about Bobby Nux is when he was on top of the world, just unbeatable. Every fucking fight, he's getting some serious injuries. And then now all these fights that he's kind of like losing here and there, like he's not getting injured all of a sudden.
Right.
It's weird.
He's got his man body now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, finally.
A bit more biscuit.
Yeah, I mean, he literally, his UFC debut was... Goddamn.
Holy fuck.
December 14th, 2012.
He was 22 years old, roughly?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fucking hell.
All of his kids are going to be little savages.
He was on The Ultimate Fighter in July and August of 2012.
Was Luke Newman that real tall bastard?
You're thinking of Luke Barnett.
I am. I hate
is.
how you know everything.
Yeah.
Luke Nukem Newman.
That's kind of cool.
This was that Australia versus UK season.
Yep.
He kind of looks like Gegard.
A little bit.
Just as good, if not better, too.
And especially Whittaker coming off that knockout win, dude. He really needed that finish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, that was gross.
Yeah.
It was early, too. It's rare for Bobby to finish anybody, really.
Right.
Minus 190 Khamzat.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that is crazy, dude.
Plus 165.
Just because he hasn't lost.
Whittaker. I mean, what did it open at?
Oh! Minus 300!
Against Bobby Nux.
Bookies. What are you doing? Bet online.
A lot of
I'm
smart
calling
people,
you out. Bet online.
A lot of smart people
They
bet on Bobby Nux at the right time.
What's DraftKings? What did they open at? Minus 250.
God, bro. Did anyone watch him fight Kamaru?
That is just literally hype.
And do they all know it's a 5-round fight and the guy gets tired?
I bet you they know. I bet they submitted it before they knew.
So Whittaker, I mean, he opened plus 250 and got hammered pretty hard to plus 165. I think there's still some meat on the bone there.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to betting. Because, I mean, let's go the votes here. 1,060 votes, 58% Whittaker.
There we go.
Look at that. 57% KO.
I don't know
about that, but
I mean, late
be a decision.
4th, 5th round when he's just dog-ass tired.
In the championship rounds, the former champ probably going to knock him out.
Gas tank will not be an issue for Bobby.
Bobby's got so much more experience and just time on his belt.
I will say the wrestling threat is going to make Bobby be a little more careful with what he's doing on the feet.
I think the last minute and a half of each round is when he should start taking chances.
Yeah. I think part of what makes his... I mean, he has a good get-up game just technically, but I think part of what makes him so hard to take down is that he's either all the way out or all the way in. There's no in between.
The whole time,
he fucking bounces his way in there, lets some shit go, bounces his way out. So he's basically never in a great range for you to get a deep shot on him.
Let's fucking go, Bobby. Decision. Bobby Nux decision.
That's a good point. You're either like probably going backwards or maybe trying to move laterally when he's moving forward striking, or he's too far away for you to even...
He just crashes in like quick.
Right.
So they're both orthodox.
Wonder Boy needs to learn how to move laterally.
Yeah, no shit.
They're both orthodox. I don't know. That may make it actually... Would that make it more difficult for Khamzat to get in deep? Because open stance, that lead leg's right there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I like Bobby Nux a lot in this one, man.
Me too.
Well, he's top 5. For me, I will always root for him no matter what, but I do think he can get it done.
I'm going to say TKO.
I love it. What, 4th round?
Yeah, 4th, 5th round.
Fuck it. I'm going to do the same.
I mean,
I'll get decision.
There's no way that Khamzat is going to feel more comfortable in the cage than he did his last fight because he's been off forever. Yeah. Like, there's just no way.
Dude, he barely squeaked one out of an old Kamaru. With no knees and shit.
This is a guy that's
his first fight going up.
Kamaru exposed him.
I think he's going to end up being like
but
what could have been type of guy. Like like he, in his end of his career, it's gonna be like, damn, he could have been like way more than he was.
And he used to be homies with Darren Till. Imagine that.
Is he not anymore?
I don't know if he is. I don't know. I know they used to train.
Till cornered him for Usman.
What?
I think so.
Oh my god.
That was such a why. Like, that was such a weird little friendship.
That's the perfect type of fighter to have when you're fighting against Usman, sparring with Darren Till.
But that Chimaev was just using Till as just like a fucking punching bag in the training room.
Probably. There's a takedown dummy.
Yeah, Till wasn't keeping up with him in there.
Striking?
Till's dog water these days, bro.
Till I think, is a better striker than Khamzat.
I don't know.
He is, but he's been out of the mix for a while.
Yeah, he sucks now. He was a real
If fuckface Khamzat even makes it, dude.
Yeah.
bummer. Yeah.
Anything else on that one?
No.
All right, main event.
Here we go.
It's a big one. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Ilia El Matador Topuria,
Boo.
15-0.
Whack.
From Georgia, fighting out of Spain. Fighting, 27 years old, 5'7" tall. Max Blessed Holloway, 26-7. Coming off 3 wins in a row. All started with the fight that we were at in Kansas City against
Him being
Arlen Allen.
ranked 16 is wild. It's
Lightweight.
weird to see. No, I know. It's just still weird to see.
Fighting out of Hawaii, 32 years old, 5'11" tall.
Another guy, not even 33.
Yeah.
Literally
I think-
got in the UFC at what?
18.
Is it 18, 19?
I think we all know who each other are picking, so who wants to go first?
Max decision. Fuck Topuria.
Absolutely.
Why?
And
I can't really
I'd say
tell
you
you.
got-
And
got a
also,
technical
I'm
breakdown.
I'm not as fucking worried as everybody else is with Ilia.
You should be.
Dude, Topuria has got some hands.
He
Yeah.
absolutely does some of the best combos probably in the UFC. Don't care.
Best,
Don't fucking care.
best defensive boxer in the UFC, too.
No, that's Max.
Defensive?
And it's
No, but best
I
offensive.
mean, against Gaethje, he
Dude,
was, but
5-rounder.
here,
Everybody wrote off Max.
5-rounder.
Everybody writes
I know.
off Max. They've been writing him off for years, and I don't fucking get
I
it.
think right now is the ultimate overhype of Max right now that there's ever been. I think you got
That's crazy.
narrative street is you got Max over here. He's a big power puncher now. He knocked out Korean Zombie. He knocked out Gaethje. Yes, he looked really good against Gaethje the whole fight. I'm not gonna
Destroyed him
Looked
the
great.
whole
not gonna
time.
discredit
He was
that.
up.
Gaethje didn't win a round.
He was up 5-0.
Yeah,
Didn't win a
for
round.
sure. But it's like you got this way over here. You got the Max knockout guys because he knocked out Gaethje, and then over here
Knockout
on the other end of the spectrum, you got Topuria. Like he got lucky against Volk. He came back too early.
Well,
It's like it's somewhere in the middle.
I do think
It
that,
is
but I also don't know if that Topuria just loses if Volk is healthy.
right. Look,
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Ilia's really good, and his speed is what worries me. But his attrition is not going to be where Max is. I think we get into the 4th, 5th round.
I know,
Max is
dude.
going to start piecing him up.
The thing about the
Ilia's
Volk,
going to start
Has he
getting
ever
tired.
been? Let's see.
Ilia's going to have to move his ass off. He's going to
I'm
get hit a
about to click on
fuckload
shit.
on this fight. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to get hit a lot.
he went 5 with Josh Emmett, and one judge had the scorecards reading 50-42.
But Josh doesn't throw combos. Josh throws one big.
50-42?
One judge had around 10-7.
How is that? Come
Yeah,
on.
that's dog
Beat
shit.
the shit out of him.
10-7?
Beat the
Yeah.
fucking shit out of him.
Yeah, but he didn't drop him 100 times.
No, the cards were. I looked at it. It was like 49-45. That guy gave Emmett the first, and he gave Topuria 10-8 in
10-8.
there.
Emmett is
50-43 or 4. He gave either one 10-8 or two 10-8s, and then the other guy had a 50-42 with a 10-7 in there.
Emmett's complete opposite guy of Max Holloway, though.
No, I know, but what I want to say is that, I mean, you remember Jai Herbert dropped
yeah.
him?
Yeah.
I mean, Topuria got dropped by Jai Herbert, and then as the competition's gotten harder, he's beat them more dominantly. Submitted Bryce Mitchell, beat up Josh Emmett for 5 rounds,
Bryce sucks, though.
50-42 on the card, knocks out Volk. I mean, it's like every fight has gotten significantly more impressive.
Yeah.
And
It's just, dude, Max has got all the momentum right now, man.
the thing
That's
that
why Pereira keeps winning. That momentum is huge.
the thing that really worries me is just the range and the volume. Because Topuria, like who was I talking about earlier? Ankalaev. He's like that, where he takes his time. He's real. He'll just he'll walk forward, be real defensive, high guard, so like little subtle feints, kind of like Volk does a lot. He does these little subtle feints, takes his time. I could see Max like putting more volume out there first like 2-3 rounds, even though he's usually the guy that turns the volume up later.
I think he will. I think
But
that's exactly what's going to happen.
low kicks are going to be a problem. Max has never been good with those, and Topuria smacks some things in there.
But they never stop Max, though. The low
No.
kicks, they don't stop. That's the thing. Okay, I'm worried about Topuria's crispiness in his hands, his power, and his speed might all have a little bit of an advantage over Max. But Max has got one of the greatest chins of all time, so I
Yeah.
don't think it really fucking matters.
Another thing,
Topuria cracks though, dude.
He cracks.
Max has always looked
So
like
does Justin
shit
Gaethje.
at 145. Max goes up to 155, and this time at 155 was different than the Dustin Max.
Oh, it totally
He
was.
was filled the fuck out. He was like bigger than Gaethje.
He looked big in there.
Now he's got to go back down to 45.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. That's
Max
tough.
Max is getting, he's getting thick over the years.
He's still. I mean, he's
Max is
young
winning
enough to
this,
still
boys.
do that kind of shit, though.
When Max fought Volk, they might as well have switched heights because Max was swinging and missing. I mean, it was Volk
Max
controlling
beat
the
him
range.
once, though.
I mean,
The best Volk.
yeah.
The best version of Volk ever.
Did we look at odds and
No.
shit yet?
Minus 235 Ilia.
Fuck
That's
off.
surprising to
Fuck
me.
off with that.
Plus 200 Max.
Trash. Hammer the fucking dog, people. You know what
See,
to do.
Went even big.
The thing about the Volk fight, like, I'm sure a lot of people are like, Volk was like winning the second round when he got knocked out, but Volk was winning with a jab, which I think Max has to pump that jab out there, but he was winning with a lot of kicks.
Right.
Volk was kicking a lot.
He was.
Max didn't kick, so
Doesn't need to.
the jab is going to be there for Max.
Oh, yeah.
Topuria was having a hard time getting by that jab.
I just don't know if.
And Max is going to have way more range and length.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're going to see. I think Max is just going
Just
to
gonna
pick
piece
at him
him
from
up.
the outside.
I would not be shocked. This is going to sound crazy if Topuria takes Max down.
I was wondering the same thing.
Max has got really, really
I
good
know.
takedown defense, though, dude.
And
His anti-wrestling is very good.
that'll
I
make
mean, it's
Topuria
going to have to
tired.
be. It's going to have to
Yes.
be like off of a Max punch. Like it's going to have to be like perfect timing.
Right,
If
right.
it's just like out in space,
No.
it's not happening. But
He
There's-
could do that to maybe set up some strikes too.
84% takedown D for Max, 92 for Ilia.
I think Topuria's biting off more than he can chew with this one. He's just going to go in there real smug
And
and
they're
cocky
little-
and confident.
Their little interview so far, Max is
It's just owning him.
10-8.
Yeah.
10-8s across the board.
Ilia's an idiot.
Topuria's a terrible shit talker.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Not that Max is like really known for that,
Dude,
but
his face looks like
Why
a
are you touching
spoiled...
yourself, brother?
His face looks like a spoiled little 5-year-old who's like grew up rich and is just a little piece of
he
shit.
bought his own BMF belt.
I mean, you guys are talking
He did, for
about
$600.
He bought his own BMF belt.
Topuria?
Yes, and wore it on his shoulder.
What an idiot.
Because, well, it's because like
Pussy.
if he beats Max, he beat the BMF champ.
Yeah. Well, he already bought his own.
A fake one.
And Max is like, "Well, did you pay $600-$700 for that, brother?"
Ooh,
It is what it is.
Burn.
He's like, "Why?" He's basically just asked him why he bought it.
Max just was like, he didn't really have to say anything because Ilia was just making himself sound stupid as hell. Max was
He
just
just
like,
he had
"What?"
like no.
I mean-
he had like no comebacks for anything.
Nothing made sense coming out of
No.
his fucking mouth. It's not a language barrier. It's just he's dumb.
So you guys talk about Max like aura. I think Topuria's got some aura too right
He
now.
definitely does.
He does.
There's a lot of people that are really just like got their heels sunk in that Ilia's going to go in there and finish him. It's like, what are we talking about?
I don't think it's going to be that easy. I thought that about
Fuck no.
Gaethje. I thought Gaethje is going to be
And I didn't.
too big, too strong, too powerful, and boy, we're I wrong.
Everybody's thought that but me. Let's go.
You were
Max.
the only one.
I mean,
I'm
Max.
talking about in the world. I'm not talking about in this room.
Max is going to have Ilia's going to have to get Max to like come to him to be in range for sure. But
Max is too smart in there, man. Talk
Way
about
too
fight
smart.
IQ.
Way
Max
too
has got some fight IQ, in my
He
opinion.
also-
Other than whenever he does the whole "we're gonna fucking do this."
Yeah,
shit.
but
But up until that, I think he's a really smart
But when
fighter.
he points to he's never lost in that.
this is what I'm talking about
He's
with
never
the
lost.
narrative that for so long. I mean, you say this all the time. Max like the double the amount of anybody else at significant strikes absorbed numbers, and he gets hit all the time. And now it's like
He doesn't
the
get
Gaethje fight, and now it's like
He's not getting
he's
hit.
so smart he doesn't get hit. Like,
no, he's also had a lot of fucking fight time too.
yeah, it's true, but man, he's been hit a lot in there, and he's always relied on that chin.
But he's
A
never
lot.
really been like.
Remember
hurt,
when he was?
though?
Remember when he's 90?
Gaethje dropped him down
Dustin.
to his like knees, Dustin.
Dustin cracked him.
But he's never really been like hurt.
No, he's never been wobbled and fucked up.
Like
Yeah.
he's been hit a lot, but I don't think a lot of them are
a
like.
lot of them are grazing, dude. Like he's real good at just getting those glancing, grazing shots.
And he also knows he can take damage too. Like,
Right.
But
that's
I don't
obviously
think I
part
don't
of
think
it.
he's
But
fighting like as if he doesn't care if he takes damage. Like I don't think he's
No.
he's going in there wanting to get hit or doesn't care if he gets
not last
hit.
fight.
Yeah. Well,
856 votes, 57% Topuria,
bullshit. Fuck off. Those are all from Georgia.
58% decision. I think we're gonna see a pretty similar thing to him and Volk,
I think we're gonna.
To who in Volk?
to Max and Volk. It's gonna the Matador. The
Right,
Matador's gonna be the Matador.
No, I think we're gonna see a Max versus Calvin Cater in there.
I think it's going to be a really good 5-round back and forth fight, but I'm curious to see how Topuria is come rounds 4 and 5.
This is Topuria is by far his biggest challenge.
I know he beat the shit out of Emmett 5 rounds, but
That's Emmett though.
you get into deep waters with Max 5th round.
Emmett sits there and waits for the big bomb. He's not out there piecing you up.
Right.
Topuria's gotta. I mean, I think the downloading and the taking your time is fine, but I think Topuria's got to be like as unpredictable as possible. Like,
I don't.
shoot a takedown, chop low kicks, feints, like
I
do
agree.
a lot of different stuff.
That's what he needs to do. I just don't think it's gonna matter with Max. I think his IQ, I think his timing is superior.
Take an Ilia decision.
I'm going to go Max
so
decision,
whack.
but
Shit, I'm gonna go Max fucking TKO. Fuck everyone. 4th round TKO.
Topuria's slick, man. I'm worried for Max on this one.
I'm not. I was way more worried about Justin.
I'm not in a weird way. It's also
weird.
after he already beat Justin, but I don't know. I was pretty scared for Max before that. I thought Justin was going to fucking eat him alive.
I was definitely scared.
Anything else on this card?
No, that's a pretty sweet fucking card.
All right. At HOR
I'm
Podcast
so sick of this Abu Dhabi bullshit.
on Instagram,
bro.
at Hungoverhand, right on TikTok.
Well, blame Chimaev and fucking one eye.
Yeah,
Socials on the
fuck it.
screen right now. Go follow those. And we'll see you next time.
I'm Chad. Peace.
Draft coming next week.
Later.